Well, hello, hello, and happy hump day. This is Wednesday at noon in Chesapeake, Virginia on the East Coast. And my name is Colleen Magness, and I am coming to you live to share a little bit of creativity while you have some lunch. So again, my name is Colleen Magness. You are creating with Colleen, and I'll show you what to do, or I'll teach you what to do. I may teach you what not to do, but I do promise to teach you something. So I've been creating this morning, having a good time. I think the hardest part is always trying to figure out what to show, because we have so many great celebration projects and products. And of course we have the January through June mini catalog and our annual catalog. But today I chose to create with the Hello Ladybug. It's my first time creating with her. It was a bundle I just didn't think I needed, but as usual, I was wrong, because all it takes is seeing one cute sample and you just have to have it. Y'all know you know what I'm talking about. I've been a demonstrator for over 20 years, but I can promise you some things never change. So let me introduce you to it. This is Hello Ladybug, and it comes with a coordinating Love Bug Builder Punch. Now keep in mind, I haven't created it yet, because again, I just started this morning, but you can also take this punch and make a bumblebee. That will be coming up in the very near future. So I have that, and let me show you where it is at in the catalog. Pull up a chair next to me. It's funny, I wish you could see when we create. There is so much surrounding my desk. So here I have the Hello Ladybug. That is on page 20 of your January through June mini catalog. Lots and lots of great products in here, I have to tell you. And again, it's $18 for the photopolymer stamp set. It's 15 pieces, and the Hello Ladybug is, you can buy them separate, but why would you want to? Especially if you can save 10% getting it for a bundle. So it's only $32.25 to get this whole bundle. Let me see who's popped up. Hey, Sandy, how are you doing today? So, oh, good. Sandy's excited because she just got her set yesterday. Well, good, Sandy. I hope you like what I'm making today. In fact, I'll show you so you don't have to wait any longer. This is it, and I didn't really, y'all know special folds are my best, something I love to do, so I didn't know what to call this, so give some suggestions. I think it could be a belt card, kind of like a belt goes off the front. I call it a buckle card, but I don't see a buckle. But it's fun because this opens to the side, and then that opens in the middle, and that keeps it shut. So I'm using a lot of great products on this today, so let me tell you what they are. In the catalog, I already introduced you to the bundle, but in the annual catalog on page 171, we have what's called hostess items. So when you gather orders or when you place your own order and you spend $150, you can earn this Pattern Party 12 by 12 designer series paper. I would say for free, but with starts at $150 order, you'll earn 10%, so that's $15. Well, this is only $18 and it's a $30 value. So with your host benefits, you can get this paper for free or close to free. And I'm going to go over that again at the end of the video because that sounded confusing even to me. Imagine that. So that is a paper, but let me show you this paper. It is 48 sheets, 12 designs, and 4 sheets of each. So it is beautiful. Lots of bright colors. I'll show you the colors first. I'll go through them quickly because there's a lot of them. But needless to say, I've had my snow. I'm kind of ready for spring. It's a beautiful day in Chesapeake today. In fact, the next 3 days are supposed to be in the high 50s and 60s, almost even 70 on Saturday. So I'm going to take that. So lots of great colors and patterns. Isn't that gorgeous? I'll just keep scrolling through. Oh, Sandy, good, you love the card. Hey, Gwen, I'm glad you're here. People will be popping on. As again, I come to you live every Wednesday at noon. So those were the colors, beautiful colors that we have right here. But what I love about the designer paper is it is two-sided. And with this designer paper, it's actually black and white on the other side. So you can color it. You can do anything you want with it because black and white is awesome. And a lot of times I like to make a card that we call black, white, plus one other color. And you usually use your brighter colors. They're just gorgeous. But aren't these beautiful? So this is what you get, 48 sheets of this 12 by 12 when you place a minimum $150 order. And don't forget celebration is here too, so you earn celebration items also. So that is the designer paper. Now for my card, I am using these 3 patterns, or 4. Those 4 patterns are going to be what I use for the card. And now let me show you the dimensions for the card. So what you're going to need a 1/4 sheet of basic black. So that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You're going to need a piece of basic white. That is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Aw, thank you, Julie. Julie just popped on and she said, "We're so grateful for your consistency and reliability every week." Thank you, Julie. And I appreciate you all joining me every week. It makes being in the stamp room by yourself a whole lot more fun because you're really not by yourself now. You are going to need a piece of designer series paper of that pattern party, 2 3/4 by 5 3/8. You are going to need a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4 inch of the same pack of designer paper. You are going to see how I have them spread out. I actually took a picture of all these dimensions, which I will put on the Facebook page before I started, because I'm just going to throw all these dimensions at you, and I know it can get confusing. Here's a piece of basic black that is 2 7/8 by 11, and you are going to score that at 5 1/2. Then you are going to need, let me reach over here. You are going to need, for your buckle, this is 1 inch by 5 1/2, and I scored it at 1 1/2 inches right there. You will need the designer paper that's going to go on top of that. So that is 3 7/8 by 7/8 inch. And then you're going to need some scraps. You are going to need a scrap of Granny Apple Green, and you're going to need a scrap of your basic white. And I actually punched from the designer paper. I love it. I punched our little body from the designer paper along with the 2 daisy flowers. This is with a medium daisy punch. So again, lots of parts and pieces, but I will post that picture for you. And when I do post my projects on my blog, my creatingwithcolleen.com blog, I also put pictures of the measurements there because it's so much easier to see it like that than trying to throw them all at you. So for those who have come on, hey Edith, for anybody else who's come on, this is the card that we're making today. So this is my card. And let me show you where I got my inspiration. You know, sometimes when I'm up here creating, it's like, you know, you want to create the next best thing, but really what you can do is take a card you had created before and just do it with current product. So my inspiration came from last year. We had a really cute celebration panda set, and it might have been even the year before. But that's when I first created this card for Valentine's Day. So this kind of gives you an idea if you want to create a card for Valentine's Day, because it is Monday. So don't get caught without your card. So this was my inspiration, and it just makes it easy to take this and all the measurements and then go ahead and just put it into a new card. You know, new product, new designer paper. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch basic black and the 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of Pattern Party Designer Series paper, and I'm going to tape those together. Now let me tell you a trick. This really goes against the grain, but I thought, you know, I have 4 sheets of this. I can really put a whole piece down. But if you want to save on your designer paper, instead of this 4 inches, just cut 2 1-inch strips. So you could put it on there like that. Of course, because this piece will go over the top, but it really does, you know, it just makes, well, I was going to say a hair on my neck stand up, but that's not a great visual. But anyways, to put this on here, you could actually just cut 1-inch strips and put 1 strip on the side and 1 strip on the other if you're trying to save your designer paper. Normally that is what I do, but today I thought, well, let me just be a glutton and just use the whole piece. Okay, so here I'm just going to put this on as such, and there's my back piece. But isn't that just gorgeous? I tell you, that alone, I was like, oh, just loved it. So now for this piece, this is your 2 7/8 by 11 inches. I scored it at 5.5. This piece here is what's going to go in the center, but I'm going to go ahead and decorate it first. So what I'll do is I'm going to take that piece of designer paper, 2 3/4 by 5 3/8. And the reason you get those 1/8 inch measurements in there is because I like a nice thin edge going around. The other thing I like to do, oh, this feels kind of light. I hope I have some liquid glue in here. Oh, good. I like to, when I have something that close, I like to use my liquid glue because with the Stampin' Seal, it's really, really strong. And sometimes where you put it, it likes to stick, which is a good thing. But with the liquid glue, I can move this around since it's such a thin edge and get it exactly where I want it. Now, one of the things I could have stamped it before, but I can also stamp it. I'm going to put the words on here. You can bug me anytime. But when you're stamping, don't ever stamp on a folded piece because as you put your stamp down, it can slide and it can smear that. So what you want to do is just open it up. Always stamp flat on a flat piece of paper. So I'm just going to take the Memento Black, the You Can Bug Me Anytime, and just stamp this down at the bottom, like that. So this piece here, I'm going to wait to put on because I have to put my arm underneath. So let's go to the arm. Now for that little arm, it's 1 inch by 5.5 inch and was scored at 1.5. And then you have this 3 7/8 by 7/8 inch piece that's going to go on top. So what I'm doing, it's actually going this way and it's going to slide up underneath here. So I'm going to cut this banner. In order to cut a banner like this that has the black cardstock around it, you have to cut your designer paper first. So take your scissors, and to cut the banner, you want to just cut up the middle and then just go from the corner to the middle. That's pretty much the best way I have found to make it even. Then what I'm going to do with this piece here, I don't want to put it on the back piece. I want where this score line is. I will take my designer paper, again a little bit of liquid because it's that thin edge. Come on. Oh, she behaved for me. There we go. Now I got to smear that out because that was a big old clump. All right. Now I'm going to put it all the way on this folded edge. Like that. So that is what you have. And now I can cut the black to match the designer paper. So I just come in, pretty much same thing from the edge to the center. And that is your banner. So as I told you, what I need to do is, this is actually going to get slid underneath here for this. So I just kind of eye it where I want it. Let me see the best way to do this. I'm going to put this down first. It goes to the edge like that. So I just kind of eye it as such. So I'll put this down. Oh, got something on my tape. I ran out. What's with that? I'll grab me another one or just use my liquid. So I'll put my piece on here like that. Again, right to the edge. That looks about right. Then I'm going to open it up because I'm going to be hiding this. So I will put this piece here, right smack in the middle. And then that will come over as such. So to keep going with this, that's pretty much the layout of my card. For the inside, I will take the 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 basic white, and I'm actually using Poppy Parade. I think it's really a nice color. I know our ladybugs are always red, but they can be a Poppy Parade. So I'm going to take the Poppy Parade ink, and I'm going to stamp with the smallest flower in the corner on the top and bottom. So keep in mind, I wasn't sure what to call this special fold, so I want y'all to leave some comments on what you think it should be called. Whether you think it's a buckle fold, a belt fold, you tell me. So I have this here. Just going to put that inside. I mean, even that would be a pretty card for a front. Just put a saying in the middle. And then what I'm going to do for the flower, I will take the medium daisy punch and the designer paper from the pack, and I'm going to punch out 2 daisies. I like to take my bone folder and bend these a little bit because I just don't want them to be flat on my card. And be careful, because I have been known to pluck off a petal. They are delicate. So I'm going to bend them up a little bit. Looks that. Each one. And then I'm just going to take a mini dimensional to separate the two. And then when I lay it on here, God willing, I will put it to where the petals, let me go this way a little bit, alternate in between the, oh my goodness, why am I shaking so bad? I think I need to have lunch before I do this. There we go. So you can have your daisy here, and then I am going to take my Wink of Stella and just spruce it up a little bit. Now I'm going to put it on with a large dimensional. Alrighty. So let's see. Sandy thinks we should call this a hinged banner card, possibly. Glad you could make it, Stephanie. We're voting on what we want this card to be named. It pulls up like this, and then this comes across the front. So Stephanie's an avid stamper too, so she probably can help us on that name. Here I'm going to take, these are called the Artistry Blooms Adhesive Backed Sequins. And I think the reason I like these sequins so much is 1, there is not a hole in the middle, and 2, they have adhesive already on them. So that makes it easier to put on your flower. So I wanted to put one there, and then I am going to take the matte black dots, and I'm going to put one in the center of the sequins. Now we needed some leaves, so what better to make the leaves than the ladybug punch? So I'm going to take the ladybug punch with the leaves here, and that's why you needed that scrap of Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to just slide it in here, punch my leaves out, and then I'm going to take a stylus and a little bit of a pad, something that will give. All right, where's my stylus piece? Huh, that must have walked away. I was using it earlier. Okay, bone folder works too. take your bone folder and give this a vein. You always have to improvise. Then bend your leaves. And when I put this on there, I thought I needed to, it just blended too much, but I really wanted the granny apple green. So I decided to come in with some garden green and a sponge dauber. And I'm going to heavily sponge these edges, because this way I still have that garden green in the center, but I think it's going to separate it a little bit so it's just not all garden green on the side here. So there's my leaves. Plus I love those two colors together. I will take my liquid glue. I got a piece on there. That's what it is. And I will just put it on here, and I'm just going to slide it up underneath here. I wanted my flower on the card already, so I knew where to put it. So I'm going to give that a minute to dry. And then I can pucker my leaves up. Again, I did not know I was so close to running out on my adhesive. So I have this here, and then for my ladybug, to make my ladybug, I'm going to take that piece of the black dotted paper, and I'm going to come in this way so I don't waste a lot of that designer paper. So here I have my ladybug, and then I'm going to take that scrap basic white and I'm going to stamp the wings. Now when you do go to stamp, you kind of need to see the orientation of the punch, because again, I want to be able to come in this side, have enough to hold on to, and punch my wings. So when I stamp it, I am going to stamp it so the wings actually go to the left. So being photopolymer, I can come in with my little mat here. Stamp up. Again, that's Poppy Parade. And then what's really cool, I could leave white dots, but I love the black in this card. So then I'm just going to stamp with the Memento Black, listen to me, I'm getting Southern on you. These dots, that'll go right over those, like that. Then I can slide it in here. If you're a little long, just trim that off. But I have it going the right way. So I will punch this. And then I'm going to attach it with two small dimensionals. I'll just put them up towards the top a little bit. And then I will, it's easier for you to see it on the white. Put this here as such. And then this I can attach with more dimensionals. I don't know if you can hear that backup noise. That's my husband coming home from work. I always have a warning when he's coming. Not that I need one though. So I have my two dimensionals, and then I will put this on my card. And that right there is your little ladybug card. So Gwen, oh, thank you, Gwen. She thinks it's adorable. You know, Gwen said she has a paper, but she's never used the black and white side. I have actually used it a couple times, Gwen, because keep in mind, you can color black and white too. You can take your blends and color the white part to make it whatever it is you want it to be. But let me tell y'all again how you can get that designer paper for free. It's really a great way. Basically, our hostess benefits start at $150. So from now through the end of the month, because it is celebration time, when you place a $150 Stampin' Up! Order, you get $15 in free merchandise. So you can get that Pattern Party Designer Series paper, that whole stack of 48 for only $3. It's a $30 value, but you take your 15 free in that 3, and it is yours. Plus, with it being celebration, you get 3 level 1 celebration items, or you can get 1 celebration item, level 1, and 1 level 2 celebration item. So this is celebration. You can see the catalogs on my blog, But also, if you've been stamping with me this last month and a half, you've seen a lot of the products already in here. But I did want to tell you something too. Stampin' Up! Currently, they just came out. It was in my newsletter this week. They have what is called All Together. So this here, it's a new product, and basically the All Together collection is a great collection. You have a bundle. It's a stamp set with the dies that go with it, and it also has some nice sayings in the dies too. You have Here For You and You Matter. You have a 6x6 designer series paper in the black and white, so you can color it. And what's nice is they now have come out with Natural Tones Stampin' Blends collection. So it's not like the light and the dark that we had, but it's tones, different tones in here. You still buy them in sets of 2, or you can get the entire collection for $45. And what I was telling somebody, with it being Celebration, the entire collection, that's all the blends, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 blends, with the bundle, with the designer paper, with the dies, is $105. But since it is Celebration, if you purchase the starter kit, you can actually get this for $99 and an additional $20 in merchandise for free. Because with the starter kit, it's $125 in merchandise that you can select, so put that $105 in there. Select another $20 and only pay $99 plus the shipping is free. So if that's something that would interest you, contact me and let me know, or you can join on my creatingwithcolleen.com blog. But again, I put all this information to you along with my videos in a newsletter. So if you are not currently getting that newsletter, please go to my blog and request it. I just want to keep in touch with you. So if you are placing any orders that are under $150, please use the February host code. So let me look in my comments. Oh, Sandy said if she can find her daisy punch. She has moved, and you know, if you've ever moved, you know how long it could take to go through those boxes. So you're going to make it with your granddaughter. Oh, that's great, Sandy. That is great. Tyler Joe actually went to her Mimi's house after school today, so we'll have to play tomorrow. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Gwen. Thanks, Stephanie, and thanks, Lynn. I appreciate you all being here with me today. So, I guess instead of staring at a blank screen, here are the cards. I will get those dimensions out to you and pictures of the cards. But I hope you had a great lunch with me. I had a great lunch with you. And I hope to see you next Wednesday at noon when we create another fun project. Take care, and y'all do something creative today. And if you're in Virginia, get outside. It's a gorgeous day. Happy stamping, y'all. Bye-bye.